Yeah, hi. So this me going home from my parents and yeah, recording this on the train as you see. It will be interesting to see how the noise level is, but because this is kind of the rural train, so it's a little bit bumpy. But yeah, it's quite nice. I like it. I like going on the train. I love it. So Christmas, yeah. So this is after Christmas, just going home, and Christmas I think is really interesting, and in some perspectives, like what kind of traditions there are regarding that. And in my family, we actually celebrate very little Christmas. So this is me mostly visiting my parents now and spending time together. Like there's in our family, like we have really no big Christmas traditions. It's no Christmas tree, nothing like that. No gifts, nothing like that. It's just like we have a special dish which we eat on Christmas Eve, which is from the regions where I'm from in Germany. It's Kartoffelsalat, so potato salad with Würstchen, so with sausages. I don't eat sausages anymore, so nowadays I eat fish instead. And that's kind of our traditional Christmas food, nothing more than that. And this is really interesting also, I think, because in Sweden, for example, the Christmas traditions is quite uniform. Like all over Sweden, you kind of have the same Christmas. You eat kind of the same food, and which is actually also very similar to the food you eat at Midsommar or Påsk. So it's like really like, yeah, it's a lot of different things you eat, but it's very similar in the different kind of what it is. And you have in Sweden, you have the tradition of watching Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse on Christmas Eve, which is really weird from an outsider perspective. But it's also something which, like in Germany, there's like much more varied traditions. So, for example, you have Weihnachtsgans, so that which you eat, like you eat certain food in certain areas. And the area where I'm from, it's kind of boring Christmas food, but yeah, that's how it is. So it's interesting to see how that kind of is different in different, not just in countries, but also in regions, in countries. And also, like when you celebrate Christmas, I know that you, for example, in the Netherlands, you have you celebrate on the 6th of December. In Sweden, you have Lucia, which is really different and not really celebrated anywhere else, but it has some similarities to other traditions, which are in the beginning of December. For example, the celebrations you have in the Netherlands, you also have Krampus in Austria, which also is in the beginning of December, which also includes a lot of different people similar to Lucia, but not really Lucia. So, I like to kind of see how traditions have evolved. Like why do we celebrate what we celebrate? But I also like being free not to have traditions if I don't want to. Like I think traditions are really good and they're very powerful and they have a lot of meaning in them. But it's also very important not to become a hostage in tradition. You need to be able to let traditions go and do what you please and do your own traditions. I mean, there's nothing, even old traditions have come from somewhere. So you should never be afraid of breaking traditions, I think, and doing what you feel is right or the best thing to do. And some traditions die, and that's definitely not always bad. There's definitely some traditions which should die. But yeah, so that's some Christmas reflections and insights into how I celebrate Christmas. Thanks.